大家好，我是艾利凯。
My name is Martin Puckner.
The book fair was really bustling.
So many discussions going on.
Oh, it's been wonderful to talk to my readers. The little exchanges were very interesting.
The Shanghai Book Fair isn't just about books, it's your chance to meet world-famous authors face to face. So follow my lens as we go beyond the pages and meet the minds behind the words. A highlight of the annual book fair is International Literary Week, where readers get a rare chance to meet renowned overseas authors in person. This year was no exception, as writers from the United Kingdom, United States, Sweden, and elsewhere gathered to share their insights on writing and sign books with fans. Check this out, The Gospel of the Eels. That sounds quite interesting, and the author is about to start his talk. Let's go and hear what he has to say.
I have a personal relationship with the eel because I spent all my childhood fishing for eels with my father, and it was a very important thing for us.
Despite his book being published in China for 5 years, this marks Sweden author Patrick Svensson's first visit to meet his Chinese readers. In his book, he drafts a mesmerizing portrait of an unusual animal, eels. He draws on a lot of research about this creature in literature, history, and modern marine biology, as well as his own experience fishing for eels with his father.
I talked about the mystery, about all the things we don't know about the eel, and that is something that I think attracts people. I'm very interested in natural science, and I found out that if you not only ask the question, what do we know? Also ask the question, how do we know the things we know? That's when you can find great stories and great characters, and that's a way to make natural science interesting and fascinating.
I'm now on my way to the Sinan Book Club. This is one of the main venues for the Book Fair's International Literary Week, where many overseas authors meet readers. Let's see which writers we might bump into. To my surprise, the venue was packed even before the event began, with many readers standing in the back waiting for the author's arrival. The author of the event is Alec Ash, who was born in the UK and graduated from the University of Oxford. He came to China at the age of 22 and lived here for 40 years, spending most of that time in Beijing. In 2020, he moved to Dali, Yunnan, where he spent 3 years in seclusion. His new book, The Mountains Are High, documents his first year in Dali.
Dali is closer to nature. I found it was very different to the Beijing that I was used to living in. And I wanted to explore the people who had moved from the city to a place like Dali, which is a bit of a counterculture hub as well, of a lot of people escaping the cities. It's been really interesting doing the book tour in China with the Chinese edition of the book. I've actually really enjoyed the questions from Chinese readers. A lot of them have gone to Dali, so I think their questions can go a little bit deeper.
For book lovers, snagging an author's signature is a must. I also picked up my favorite book and gladly joined the winding queue.
订了1个年假来的，然后尽量拍卖了。
见到一些这种外国作家还是比较少的，就像上海这种国际文学周，就是一个比较难得的机会。
Covering the book fair for years, I've come to recognize familiar faces, especially one devoted elderly attendee who never misses an event. He always arrives early to sit in the first row.
我是这个市南图书馆的荣誉读者，所以在市南图书馆已经有12年了。我总共也是1个月能够2本到3本。去年那个国际文学周，我坚持了19场，书展现在越搞越好。现在好在什么呢？小青年很多，这是个好现象。
So, what's the purpose of book fairs? Can words truly transcend time, space, and cultural barriers to touch readers' souls? At a talk titled How Culture Crosses Boundaries and Connects Us, Harvard professor Martin Puckner offered his answer. In his new book, he explores how culture shapes humanity's origins and how knowledge will define our future.
I think culture is something that's shared across all humans. We humans are culture-producing animals, and I wanted to tell the history of that and how we constantly enrich each other by reading by reading and encountering other cultures, other literatures. Today, it's very important to keep this motor going, to keep, not withdraw into your own traditions, but to keep sharing and borrowing and connecting each other. It's both the topic of the book, but it's also the experience of coming to a book fair like this one and talking to readers and hearing their responses. You're trying to connect thoughts that are in your mind and move them into the mind of other people. And it's kind of a magical thing. And thanks to writing and translating and book fairs, it actually works.
Many say this is no longer the age of literature, with endless flashing distractions vying for attention. Yet at every book event, I see young and old eyes alike, shimmering with the same thirst and proving literature can still inspire, uplift, and move people.